Oops. Well, I totally didn't mean to just make that public, but okay, let's just go with it. Let's see if this again sounds like a schizophrenia simulator, which is a very funny reference. But yeah, let's see if it sounds terrible again. The lag makes it a bit hard to actually interact, but we'll see. Testing, testing, testy, testy, testing, 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 test. Does this sound horrible? Hello, Nick. Let's see if the same thing happens and we're in a horrific audio loop again. I'm just waiting for the moment that I can finally open this and watch the damn show. Hello. Okay, I'm glad this is better, seemingly. We'll see. But I find that yeah, it was pretty fun in the last one. I find that it seems to start off okay, but then slowly, like a minute in, that's when the audio starts looping. So let's see if it happens again. I'll give it a few more minutes. Yeah, and then I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll try. What about this? Can you hear the show audio? This is just from episode 7, I think. Let's see if you can guess what bit this is. Poor John. Okay, hopefully. Do you think that's a good audio level? Let's see. I'm excited for this episode as well, but I'm also really scared and I expect to cry and I don't want it to be over, but I suppose there's other shows to watch, and of course I can read the books and stuff. Tad loud, okay. Oh wait, that's a good guess. It's not the wedding, but it did involve cameras. That's a really good guess, but no, it was when he was being awarded, and he looked really sad because he just felt crap about being at home. Right, I'm gonna turn it down just a little. Why do I always forget just to prepare myself with tissues? I don't have any. Well, we'll see. Okay. I've never had gin like this, but actually it's not bad. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna get the episode ready. I just really want to watch it. Hello. Where are we? Episode 10. No, don't say that, all aboard for the Fields train. That's so concerning. Like, if it's going to be like the last episode or the penultimate episode of Band of Brothers, then episode 10, there it is. Right, I'm going to try and skip over that so that I don't get copyrighted. Shh. I'm going to need tissues. Right. I don't even know what to use. Okay. Hot 10. Right, I'm going to start in a couple of minutes. I just want to give people a chance to get here. So, you guys, you tell me how you started watching The Pacific. Did you all watch Band of Brothers first? And which one do you think's the best one? That seems to be a kind of contentious issue between fans of this show and that show. I don't really have my answer yet, especially as I've not watched the finale. And some of the things that I heard were negatives about this show I didn't actually feel mattered to me or didn't really apply, but I guess I'll talk about that at the end. This is the feels episode. No, oh god. Well, this is going to be great, isn't it? Brilliant. Band of Brothers first. I'm glad that I watched Band of Brothers first, because if I hadn't, then I probably wouldn't have watched this show. Like, I'm into all genres, and there's like nothing that's really off limits for me, but I think that I wouldn't have had as much interest in this show if I hadn't watched Band of Brothers first. Does anyone like the Pacific more? That'd be interesting. All the way, baby! Right, I'm gonna start saying... Yeah, I've definitely learned that the Pacific Theatre was incredibly brutal. I admittedly, as I've said several times, I didn't know comparatively much about the Pacific Theatre, being from Europe, and just kind of all my knowledge of the war being very Europe-centric. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more stories and a lot more things to read about this than the show could have even portrayed. After I rewatched The Pacific, without constantly comparing it to Band of Brothers, I enjoyed it a lot more. See, I think that's a good point, that you should attempt at least to not compare them, but you know, as the 10 episode long war shows, it's going to beg that comparison. But maybe that's it. What I was referring to earlier about one of the issues that I often saw come up about this show was that people felt that they didn't engage with the characters as much because it wasn't following one company. It just kind of goes between several different people. But I actually haven't found that to be an issue for me. I feel like I've enjoyed like all the characters, and I'm just thinking about the characters that have died. I've enjoyed all the characters and haven't found that a hindrance, although I probably would say that aspect is probably a pro for Band of Brothers, but it hasn't made me dislike this show. Generation Kill. Hey, Edinburgh. I would love to go to Edinburgh. Generation Kill, yes. I am planning to watch Generation Kill, but I'm probably going to do Game of Thrones in between this and that. I imagine the majority of you haven't seen my Game of Thrones videos because I did them years ago and before I did any of these type of shows. But I've read all the Game of Thrones books I did years ago, so I'm kind of very invested in Game of Thrones. I'm excited to see where that's going to end. Band of Brothers has the advantage of consistently having characters around versus shifting between the characters. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I've said in previous videos that I found that as I watched Band of Brothers more, I kind of grew to enjoy it more, in that one side we had episodes dedicated to individual characters like Eugene. It was just kind of extra enjoyable to notice them in the background doing other things or appear for one little portion of the episode. Whereas earlier on, we have all these characters, but I don't appreciate them until the end. You have gin, nice. Cheers. I'm quite nervous about watching Generation Kill because I feel like that war is less easy to discuss and maybe less easy to root for. We'll see. Yes, I need to read the book so much. Yeah, maybe Generation next year then. I promise, like, if I had my own computer, this would be so much easier. But I just don't, and so I have to come around to my sister's house in order to record. You know, it's currently 10:10 and I'm feeling kind of tired. I only have like 2 days a week that I can record here, and so it's a bit of a faff. Generation Kill is not so brutal but more generally depressing. Oh dear, oh god. Okay, well I'm glad to see that Generation Kill discusses those subjects. I definitely do plan to read some of the books that the Pacific is based on. Yes, I also am going to watch Generation War, because I would like to see it from a different perspective, the war. I'm not going to watch Game of Thrones tomorrow because, one, I'm in the UK, so I think it technically airs in the early morning on Sunday, and also I don't have the channel, so I'll have to wait till Sunday to actually watch it and record it, hopefully. Try watching Tour of Duty. Oh, there's a Vietnam series. I was interested. I was actually wondering whether there would be a Vietnam-based series, so that would be interesting. Right, okay, I'm going to start soon, don't worry. Helmet cam series like Inside Combat Rescue or Taking Fire. It's rougher than the HBO series, but it's interesting to watch and informative. I wasn't even aware of that whatsoever. So thanks for putting it onto my radar. I'll check it out and see whether it's react worthy. You should react to Line of Duty. Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of Line of Duty, but I like being from Britain, like I'm aware of what a behemoth it is, like how popular it is. So potentially, but yeah, I've got plenty of things on my list at the moment. I actually reacted to, I don't know how to pronounce this, the anime Code Geass. I watched the first episode with my friend, and I'm just speaking to that friend now. I watched the first episode and I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to try and do more Premiere Pioneers where I watch the first episode of different TV shows, just like the Band of Brothers intended to be just watching the first episode, but then I enjoyed it so much that I watched more. But I would like to just pepper in various pilots of random shows, just as a way to kind of watch more shows, and like being a fan of reactions myself. Like I was a fan of reactions for a year before I started doing my own. Like I watch every week. I watch Normies, I watch Blind Wave, I watch Seska, I watch It's Shayla, I watch American Mom. Like I watch so many reactions myself, and it can be kind of frustrating when they all do the same shows, and when you feel like your show never gets done. Which is why, I was the first person to do Band of Brothers and Pacific on YouTube, which is part of the reason why I did those, because it's nice to watch a niche show that doesn't really get much praise. And I'm always talking about how I wish someone on YouTube would react to Broadchurch. Seska finally did it. Luther, I would love to see someone react to Luther. The British version of Being Human, I would love to see that. So yeah, that's why I'd like to do more Premiere Pioneers. So if anybody wants to recommend a TV show that I only watch the first episode of, and maybe I'll watch the rest on my own time, then go ahead and I'll read the comments when I've finished the damn show. Have I ever seen Supernatural? Yes, I have seen up to about series 10. I enjoyed that show. I've kind of fallen off the wagon a bit, but I do intend to go back. The Last Kingdom was a BBC show initially, and I actually, the previous Premiere Pioneer I did was the first episode of The Last Kingdom, but the footage corrupted. So I'm really gutted about that. I enjoyed it very much, but yeah, so I can't do that one. Deadwood, I haven't seen Deadwood, however I do own the box set because I've heard that it's amazing. Also The Wire. I've seen the first series of True Detective. I would like to watch Scam. I've heard a lot about it and it's something that would appeal to me, so that's definitely. Oh, there actually is not meant to be. I didn't even realise there was a reaction box. There isn't meant to be, because I can't put the full show on. Whoops! I can't put the full show, or else I'm just gonna get copyrighted. The Mentalist, I've not seen Boardwalk Empire. I have seen The Mentalist. Utopia, I have seen the first series of Utopia. I'm doing Generation Kill. I appreciate, I really admire your genuine reactions overall. I think it's great that you show that kind of emotion as you do. Well, thank you. I'm glad that somebody enjoys it because it can be kind of tough to be like that emotional. Do I have a favourite series? Ooh. Okay. I really like the Korean TV show Mr. Sunshine. That's one of my favourite TV series ever. Oh my god, there's so many shows that I actually don't even know what the answer is. Let's see what I've got on my... I have an app that I use to help me keep track of all the TV shows that I watch because I watch so many. I watched Umbrella Academy recently. I loved that. I loved Person of Interest. I loved Hannibal. Yeah, actually, I've got a thing that's like my favourite TV shows. And Person of Interest, Game of Thrones, Hannibal. The OA, I loved that. I really enjoy Star Trek Discovery. Daredevil. I wish that I would have reacted to like the Marvel Netflix shows, but I didn't. She's English, she would hate John Adams. I've seen Hamilton twice. I have not seen the Sharp series, however I like Sean Bean, and I have a friend that recommended me to read the Sharp books, so I might read those before watching the first episode. I don't know, we'll see. There's a character called Juliet in Psych, is there now? Like in Lost, there's a character called Juliet. I don't often see that on TV. Right, okay, it's been... I think it might be time to watch the show. Let me just make sure that I'm in... I loved Mindhunters. Right, okay, I need to stop getting distracted. The Wire is definitely going to be a Premiere Pioneer. Okay, so... Okay, I've just started recording. Will you tell me if there's any I'm a friendly red coat. If there's any difference in lag or audio and stuff? Trailer Park Boys. I always see that referenced on Reddit, but I've never watched it, so... Oh, well, thank you there, Josh. Annoyingly, I have actually seen The Crown. There's I've been looking for reactors to react to The Crown as well. There's only one, I think, and I wanted to see her react to Pater Familias, the episode in the second series, which is such like one of the best episodes of anything in my opinion. And I wish that you could have seen my reaction to that because I would have cried. But I'm sorry about that. Okay. Right, I'll start. So, just so you're all aware, I obviously can't put the footage in the corner because I can't just stream the entire TV show on YouTube or else my channel will get taken down. So you will hear the audio, but when I edit the shortened version, the footage will be in there. I haven't seen Versailles. Right. Okay, so also tell me about the audio, how you think it levels out with my voice. August the 15th, 1945, St. Albans Military Hospital, Long Island, New York.
And the people went their ways, each to his own ship, then bethought them of the blessed boon of sleep. But Achilles still wept for thinking of his dear comrade, and sleep, before whom all things bow, could take no hold upon him. This way and that did he turn, as he thought of all they had done together, and all they had gone.
Becky!
Hey, you're not listening to me.
Oh, no, sure we are. Thought of all they had done together, and all that they had gone through, both on the fields of battle.
Smoking in hospital.
And the waves of the weary seas. How about a comic, Amos? I got Snookums, Phantom, Blondie. What's your favorite?
The Japs surrendered. The war's over.
Did you hear that?
President, on the radio.
It's over.
The war's over.
It's over.
How did he feel about it? What is this reaction from Lucky? I'm not even quite sure. Okay, now we're back there again. Yes, they are getting shit-faced. I can't believe the size of sets that they do on this show. It's
See
amazing.
that? Line of stars angling up. Yep, that's Snafu's pecker. Hey, boys.
You got a nice little party going on down there, Lieutenant?
Ah, little victory party. Can't believe it's over, huh? Sort of, what do you do now?
That's the feeling.
Here,
What do you do now?
have a little VJ Day party of your own. Thanks, Lieutenant.
Oh god, I hope he's gonna be okay.
What do we do now? What an idiot.
Well, I'll show you what I'm doing now. Well, there it is. My first official act of peacetime. Snaff.
The lighting in this scene is so damn good. I wish I could show it you. I have so much love for Joe Mazzello now. After being Bohemian Rhapsody, I followed his social media and he's hilarious. And he plays, you know, not a very vocal role in Bohemian Rhapsody, ironically. So I didn't really know how to judge his acting apart from his English accent was alright. But from seeing this show, how is he not in everything? How has he not had a million other high profile roles? He's amazing.
Nothing's changed. I thought the same thing when I got back. Funny.
I've only just remembered.
Keep the change. I ain't touching that. Might have jumped into Normandy, but at least I got some liberties in London and Paris. You gyrenes, you got nothing but jungle rot and malaria. Welcome home.
Wow. So there's a comparison of the European and Pacific theatre. I was just saying that I forgot that in the first episode when we saw Lecky, we saw his interaction with his father. It seemed like a kind of strained relationship.
A phone call or a telegram or something.
Yeah. Well, we'll get this stuff out of here first
I
thing.
don't know where we're gonna put it all.
Well, half this junk we can throw away.
It's not what you said when we lugged it all up here.
Oh, that was 4 years ago.
I'll clear a corner and make do.
Absolutely not. We will have this place spick and span as always. This whole box can go to the junk man.
Well, this is uncomfortable. It's not a kind of welcome parade.
Just give him a moment.
He's right there. Excuse me. Even in this day and age, it's difficult to talk about these subjects. I can't imagine what it'd be like in the 40s.
Thanks, Snaff.
Hey, Eugene.
Hiya. I'm Mariel Shelton. How about I take you to the back of the train? You can show me your caboose.
Can I tell you?
Terrible.
Ice.
His nephew just got pinked on the train home.
We'd have been here 6 months ago, that brother giving us all blowjobs. Lied to again. This entire division didn't do that plus 6 months horse shit we did.
They got home a week after VJ Day. Parades, pretty girls. 1946, the party's all over. Not as much as a complimentary beer.
God.
Somebody had to stay and clean up after the war.
Man, that's grim.
I suppose I'm gonna have to get a job too.
Doing what?
I don't know. Anything between digging ditches and owning a bank. Now, first I gotta get Florence home.
Wait, Florence from Melbourne?
Mm-hmm.
You shipping her all the way over here. This the first we hear about it?
Come on, Snaff, I was in Okinawa. Figured it'd be bad luck to talk about it then.
Well, when's she coming?
I don't know. I cabled her, but we've been at sea. I guess I'm gonna find out soon enough whether I'm getting married or not. What about you, Sledgehammer?
I'm just hoping this Florence girl comes to her senses.
You got a job lined up in Mobile?
No. No job, no girl, no plans.
How long you think that's gonna last?
I don't know what he does after, apart from write a book. I don't know what he actually does after the war. I hope it's something good.
I'm gonna get that girl.
Leave her alone.
You boys watch. I'm gonna get that girl.
You've been saying that about every girl since San Diego.
Ah, baby. Lena.
Mrs. Basilone. I'm Lena.
I recognize you from the photos Johnny sent.
I didn't know we were going to get this.
Well, come in.
Ma che bella ragazza. Johnny ha sposato proprio una bellezza.
Lena. He says you're beautiful.
George.
I heard so much about you. Last time I saw him in Honolulu, he couldn't stop talking about you. He was just about to ship out. Would you like a coffee?
No. Thank you, I'm fine.
Si sieda. Fa sedere la signora.
Please, sit down.
Thank you.
I don't know what we're going to get from this scene, but just sadness. Why couldn't she be back with John?
You have a very nice home.
Thank you.
4th Marines are being mustered out. How about you?
I'm waiting for orders.
Hurry up and wait. Do you need anything?
No, I'm not here for...
John's insurance money is gonna help you out, right, Lena?
Actually, he never signed the papers.
Never signed? That's $10,000.
It's okay. I'm all right.
Oh.
I saw his grave on Iwo. He's got lots of good Marines on all sides of him.
He would have appreciated that.
You sure about that coffee? Maybe something stiffer.
No, I came by because thought you should have this.
What is it? Medal of Honor. I'm glad Lena isn't alone then. It seems like Barcelona's parents and his family are kind of supportive. I wonder if she did get that money or whether it just goes to his family because he didn't sign the papers.
There's my little brother.
Good. You're Texas.
No sign of Florence.
Melbourne's a hell of a long way, Bergie. It'll take Florence a while to get from Australia to here. Thanks. For doing all you did to keep us from getting our full head shot off.
You're good Marines.
The idea that you'd come home and feel kind of disappointed is just so sad. And now it's going to have to be the goodbye between Snafu and Eugene soon. Is this going to be a whole episode of reunions? We're going to see the Caroline DeVernus character again for Lecky. Please, someone tell me what you do. Don't tell me, don't tell me.
The whole room is buzzing.
Hope they meet their deadlines.
We're almighty proud of you. Proud of all you soldiers.
I was a Marine.
The amount of comments that I've had
Proud of
is
all of you.
specifying the difference between those two.
So, now you're back. I'm guessing you're here for a job.
That's why they made you the editor. I'll take my former position.
Why, you still want to cover local sports?
Yep. To start with. Here's why. That guy you got writing the column right now, he's got no snap, no style. Prose just lays there like spilled ink on newsprint. You need to send him to Obits and give me his desk.
I do.
For the sake of the paper.
And when did you see me demoting him and hiring you?
Today's good.
Today.
Bergen Catholic plays Don Bosco Prep this afternoon. Kickoff is at 3, so I better get going.
Lecky. Brazen.
Shouldn't we talk about salary?
$10 a week raise will do it.
I will give you 7.
I'd have taken 5.
Wow, Lecky is a different person from the last time I saw him on that ship. But, you know, I can't really take it at face value that he's just fine. Which I guess this scene is trying to demonstrate. feeling lonely. Lucky watching. Acute.
Are you a Jap?
Doorside.
Honestly, because you sneak up like one.
Kiss is so sad.
You are spying on Vera Keller.
Vera, it was her. It was her. I didn't even realise.
She never gave you the time of day. And she's dating an officer, of course. Look at that fancy car.
Brilliant.
Did you come up here for a reason?
To get you to stop banging on that typewriter.
It's called working.
Not sitting there like that, it isn't. Look at this mess. Your dress blues. You've never even worn them. I think you would have looked nice in them.
Snafu's turn. You better not leave without waking him up. Ugh. No, no, no. Please wake up. Man, Rami's a good actor as well. It conveyed so much. Was Snafu a real person? Because I feel like when people tell me things about after the war, he's wearing the outfit. When people tell me, like, they never update me on Snafu, so that makes me concerned. He's wearing, and he looks very dashing, I must say.
Yes?
Mrs. Keller,
Yes?
I can't believe you put it on.
I'd like to speak to Vera, please.
And who shall I say is calling?
Robert Leckie, Mrs. Keller. I've lived across the street from you for the last 20 years.
Of course. Welcome home, Robert. Let me just see if she can come to the door.
Like, if she likes him, if she doesn't like him, then she doesn't like him, but I'm invested.
Bob Leckie. You're back.
I was afraid you wouldn't remember me either.
Oh, I remember you. Last time I saw you was in church right before you shipped out.
First scene, right?
You look well. Nice uniform.
Thank you. I've been wondering if you would grant me the pleasure of taking you out.
You want to take me out?
Yes, I do.
I have a date tonight. When the doorbell rang, I thought you were him. Well, there he is.
Didn't someone just bring her back, though? Like, how many people has she got? Oh no, what?
Nice car.
Is this going to be like a medal off between two guys?
Hey. Robert Leckie.
Charles Dunworthy. Vera. Army, huh, Charlie? Where'd you serve?
Yes.
I just graduated from West Point. Lieutenant. Congratulations. Too bad you missed the whole show. Yeah.
Air horns.
How about another time? Maybe tomorrow night?
What's going on here?
I just asked Vera if she'd like to have dinner.
Nice try. She's not interested.
Don't speak for her.
Actually, I don't have any plans for tomorrow night.
Oh, is that right? Really? Obviously, I've been wasting a lot of gasoline.
Yeah, bitch.
Good night, Vera.
Well, it looks like I am free for dinner tonight. So what are you gonna do now that you're home?
Oh. I'm back writing for the Bergen County Record.
We don't get the record.
I'll talk to subscriptions.
You're staring.
She looks so pretty.
Sorry. No. Actually, I'm not. 3 years ago, in a miserable part of the Pacific, I was laying in the mud dreaming about a moment like this with you.
You get right to it, don't you? In the mud.
Afraid so.
You must have been through a lot.
This is gonna have to happen if she's gonna make a connection. You're gonna have to talk
Here we
about
are.
it.
So what's next?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
And why me? Why not Rita Hayworth or Betty Grable?
Because I know you.
Bob, you don't. You don't really know me.
You're right. Yeah. I think I don't know how to do this.
Bob, you're doing fine. This is fine. It's a start.
You know, I wrote you a lot of letters while I was over there.
You did? I didn't get any.
I never sent them.
Why?
Thought I... Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna make it. So it didn't matter if I sent them or not.
Can I read them now?
I don't have them anymore. Rain on Cape Gloucester erased every word.
What were they like, these letters?
I guess he's gonna have to tell then, isn't it?
Best stuff I ever wrote.
That's quite sweet. That's a good line. Can't deny. Okay, we've got a little bit of hope. Hopefully, the rest of the episode goes as well. So I'm not emotionally destroyed by the end. Eugene's home. Hey, Sid.
You gonna take this from me or what?
Good to see you, Eugene.
So good to see you.
What's with the MacArthur bit?
I'm so glad that his dad
Hop out of the sailor?
hasn't lost him.
down. Packing it, cleaning it. Always have something to do.
What are
do you remember about Mary Houston?
Mary Houston?
Yeah.
The Mary Houston? Well, like everybody else in Mobile, I was in love with Mary Houston.
That's too bad for you. She's marrying me.
Yeah, sure she will. The minute she goes blind.
Well, I asked her. She said yes. So you're just gonna have to deal with it, brother.
You're saying that Mary Houston is gonna be Mary Houston Phillips?
In the eyes of God and the law.
Well, what am I gonna hear next? The Martians landed downtown, setting up a hotel?
I want you to be my best man.
If you think that I'm gonna stand at the altar and lose Mary Houston to the likes of you,
Well, hell yes!
Come on, Eugene!
Aww.
right here's fine.
You sure this is good?
Yep.
Is he nervous about going in? Does he just want to walk his path again?
See you later.
Welcome home, Eugene.
I'm just thinking about in one of the early episodes when Eugene's dad talks to Eugene about the change in Marines and soldiers when they come back, like the look in their eye, and that makes me wonder about the reunion, about what he's going to see. They're probably making us tense, aren't they? He's got to walk from the end of the garden, he's got to pause in front of the door. If Henry's like parents have died or anything, I'm gonna die myself. And there's his dad. I'm so happy for him.
Oh.
Eugene, hand me your plate right there, will you?
Yes, give him a big slide.
Nice one, Eugene. How many would you like? The average wife and the boys beautiful. Here's a little souvenir that I brought back from Prague.
He brought back a swastika. It's always got to be bittersweet. way that they look, how they're not completely comfortable back in the old surroundings.
No.
So his dad's just gonna wait there.
I didn't get any sleep for the longest time. I still can't really. Toss and turn like crazy. Martha doesn't complain, but I know I keep waking her up. Give me a coffee.
Is he gonna spike it? I guess at least they're talking about shared experience. That's more than a shot there. At least they have somebody to speak
I like Martha.
about a mutual experience.
You're a lucky man.
You'll be married someday. And just how did my little brother do during his time in the service?
What a question.
There weren't any women in my corner of the Pacific. Only nurses, and they were off limits.
Jesus H, you went through the entire war and retained your virginity? Well, your lonely nights are numbered, Gene. Every single girl in Mobile is out to land a fighting man. At the OOM ball, you'll have a leg up on all those desk pilots.
Who says I want a leg up on anybody?
You show up at that ball, decked out in your uniform, and all the ripe fruit will fall off the tree right at your feet.
No, Edward, I don't believe I will.
You're gonna pass on the OOM ball?
No. I don't believe I will ever put on a uniform again. Ever.
I get it, and good for him.
Not a lick of sense in you.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Service number right here.
If you could just head up back there, that'd be great. Thank you. You're looking to register for classes, Mr. Sledge?
I'm thinking about it.
Good choice. Alabama Polytechnic is the best. Which branch do you serve in?
I was in the Marine Corps, miss.
USMC. And did you attend any special schools while in the Marine Corps?
Just boot camp, weapons school. I was in a mortar squad.
Okay. Did you do any accounting?
No, miss.
Any journalism?
None at all.
Any engineering, technical skills?
Had to handle explosives.
Okay. Isn't there anything the Marine Corps taught you that you can continue at Bama Poly?
What a question.
They taught me how to kill chaps. I got pretty damn good at it.
Oft. 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 That That's just like the big question, isn't it, about people returning from war, about what they're equipped to do and how they're not equipped to live civilian life. Like, not only do they not have more skills, they kind of have skills taken away from them.
Excuse me.
I saw you making a break for it. Thought you could use a punch properly spiked.
Thank you.
Drink fast. Mary catches us, she'll have me back inside dancing all night.
See that? That's why I'm still a bachelor. I don't dance until Eugene Sledge wants to dance. How did all this happen? I mean, look at us, Sid. Sitting here to dance, drinking punch. Not a scratch on either of us. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? And why? Why did I end up back here when all those other fellas didn't?
Survivor's guilt.
I thought that. Every guy back has thought that. But you just gotta pull yourself out of bed in the morning and get on with the day. You do that enough times in a row, you forget some things. For a while, anyway.
Sidney Phillips.
Yeah,
You get back in here and dance with a woman who loves you?
I'm coming, boss lady. Come on in. I'll wrangle you a partner.
No,
It was an interesting conversation. We know that Sid isn't necessarily better at returning to his previous life. It's not that he doesn't have the same thoughts
Look
and
at these
feelings that
televisions.
Sledge does. It's just that
There isn't but 2 hours of
he's had some
programs.
time to
And they're asking
learn to
$300 a
pretend.
set.
Sounds like the future to me. I'm gonna run down to Murphy's and buy one as soon as I have the money for a down payment.
On a reporter's salary?
Yeah, with this railroad strike, it's crippled traffic across the country.
Room on the table, please.
Well, how do they work?
Is that creamed spinach?
The waves are collected by a receiver shot through an electron gun onto a vacuum screen.
Always with the answers.
It's called the cathode ray tube.
Those things heat up, you know. Catch on fire.
So you think you're going down to Murphy's to get yourself a television set? Well, there aren't any. Nothing's being delivered. Why cream the spinach?
I think the Army should take over the railroads. They'll teach them. Right, Bob?
You know, they transmit from the top of the Empire State Building.
I bet in 5 years, everyone's gonna want one.
Steel workers and electrical workers are also on strike. Who's next? We just won the war. And now they're holding us hostage.
We didn't fight for a bunch of greedy strikers.
What did we fight for? I mean, I thought it was to beat the Japs and Nazis.
I'm just saying, the country won't survive these strikes.
Well, too bad we didn't lose the war, then the Japs would have all these problems.
Very funny.
Bob, we all appreciate the sacrifice you made on our account.
You know what I fought for? Television.
must be frustrating to have people
Ask the blessing of death.
proclaiming what people fought for when you're the one that actually fought.
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
She is so pretty. My God. So, I'm glad that we had this moment because previously it has been kind of seemingly him just liking the look of her. And I guess like they've grown up from each other, so they have dabblings in the past, but that scene kind of showed that mentally they're on the same wavelength. It's kind of sweet. Oh. His dad's taking him hunting.
I thought we'd start at what's left that old fence down by the creek.
How is he going to react to this? Oh, I don't know if this is going to go well. Is this going to be just returning to an old hobby, or is it going to be coloured by what he saw abroad?
Been looking forward to this morning for a long time. Just the two of us and a grand morning.
Baby.
Eugene?
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. I can't. It's all right. You don't have to apologize to me, Eugene. I reckon the dove population's going to be mighty happy this morning.
Honestly, Eugene, you look like a gangster with those glasses on. Your brother's coming for supper this evening. Evidently, he's been named some kind of supervisor at the bank.
Better get our money out of that bank.
I'm sure Edward could arrange a starting position for you at the bank.
I'm never gonna work in a bank, Mother.
Well, you need to make a plan for the future.
My plan is to do nothing for a while.
How long is a while, Eugene?
Leave him alone, Mary Frank.
The boy is idle, Edward.
He's not a boy.
Well, he's acting like one.
Mary Frank, you have no idea